watching this, that means that you have either on purpose or accidentally found your way to my portfolio project that is taking the form of this YouTube channel. It's likely that you're either my committee who has graciously agreed to watch all of these videos to help me graduate from grad school, so thank you. It's also possible that you're one of my friends who I'm graduating with, one of my cohort members. Hi to all of you. Or you're my family, so hi family. If you're not any of those people, then I don't know how you found these, but if you would like to tell me, I would love to hear it. So I just want to start off by kind of introducing the channel that you made your way to. Like I said before, my name is Eliza Allison. I'm graduating this coming June 2018, from the College Student Services Administration program at Oregon State University. I'll be receiving my master's in education, and this channel is the culmination of all of the work that I have done in graduate school and the sort of demonstration of all of the competencies that I've been working towards. So I want to talk a little bit about how I got here. I'm originally from Montana, and you'll see I've put my lovely home state right here next to me. This is an important part of where I came from, and I attended the University of Montana for undergrad. It was there that I sort of became introduced to the field of student affairs and realized that I eventually did want to go to graduate school and get a degree in higher education. I didn't go straight from undergrad into grad school. I did spend 3 years living and working in Washington, D.C. I worked for an educational nonprofit called the Washington Center, and it was this experience that really confirmed that student affairs was the path for me. I also got some really great advising experience. I was a recruiter, I got to travel a lot, and I got to kind of know what it's like to be a full-time professional. After 3 years there, I applied to master's degree programs, and I ended up here in Corvallis, Oregon, attending OSU and getting my degree in College Student Services Administration. From here on out, I'll refer to it as CSSA. And this is a degree in student affairs and higher education. Oftentimes when I tell people that I'm studying student affairs, they think that I'm going to be a teacher. And that's not necessarily the case. So when I usually explain it to other people, I say I'm studying all of the things at a university that have to do with things outside of the academics. So things like career services and advising and housing and disability services and all of those other support services that happen outside of the classroom, and some things that happen in the classroom as well. So I have chosen to create a vlog for my portfolio, which is what you're watching here. I chose the idea of making videos because I think this is going to be a really great way for me to be approachable and honest and raw. The format is something that I really connect with. Vlogs are just sort of a conversation between a person and a camera. At least that's my interpretation of vlogging. And I was inspired because I watch a lot of vloggers on YouTube, and I'm a fan of the kind of format in general. And I thought that this would be something that I would really connect with on a creative level, and that I would be able to share with a lot of people in my life, even outside of my graduate program. So that's a little bit about what I'm doing. I do have a little bit of ground rules for my vlogs. I have broken down the videos into different topics that I'm going to talk about. And my goal is to have each of those videos be no more than 10 minutes long. I will be talking a little bit about some theories and scholarly articles, and I will post all of those references in the description of the videos, as well as on the website where I'm going to house the vlogs. And I just want to put a little caveat out there to say that vlogs are intentionally casual. This is not supposed to be a highly edited professional video. This is really just a conversation between me and an audience. Right now I'm just talking to a camera, but eventually there will be people watching these videos. And so I wanted these to be as sort of raw and honest as possible. So that's what we have here. I want to take the next little bit to talk a little bit about the CSSA competencies and sort of the purpose behind this portfolio, or as I'm going to call it, Vlogfolio. So our program has 5 main competencies, and to graduate from the program, you have to demonstrate that you have met each of those competencies. So I want to give a little description of what each of those are because I will be referring to them in all of my subsequent videos. So the first competency is knowledge and understanding of higher education and student affairs. So this really refers to kind of the historical underpinnings of higher education, and it refers to sort of the past events as well as the current events that are shaping the field. Also related to this competency are the different areas that student affairs encompasses. So we call those functional areas. Those are kind of those things that I listed off earlier: advising, career services, women's studies, or women's services, things like that. Also housed in this competency are things like legal issues and kind of looking at systems of privilege and oppression and how they have impacted the field of higher education. The second competency is professional skills and organizational management. So this is referring to the structure of those different areas. So the organizational structure of departments and of universities. This is also referring to things like leadership styles and how and sort of identifying those different leadership styles amongst people that you work with, as well as how those come to play in leading meetings and leading projects. This competency also houses communicating and working with lots of stakeholders, including students and faculty and external stakeholders. There's also sort of the specific skills of budgeting and understanding how your work plays into the larger role of the university. And then there's also some more personal skills, things like being flexible, being adaptable, having good decision-making skills, good problem-solving skills. Those all fall into the second competency as well. The third competency is knowledge and understanding of student populations and student development. So this really focuses on how student identity and the intersection of different identities play into a student's experience. The focus is also on how power and privilege and things like cultural heritage and past experiences and personal identities can impact how a student is developing and interacting with the university. Also under this competency are things like applying different theories to student experience and to the work that we do with students, and using kind of varied approaches and relevant technology to communicate with all of those students. The next competency is delivery of student services. This is the fourth competency, and this really focuses on things like research and assessment and applying those skills to the work that we're doing with our students. There's also aspects of program development and applying the results from that research and assessment to our development of programs. Also applying things like various marketing strategies and the sort of creating accessible and engaging programs by using data and things like that. And then the final competency is the developing professional. And this is the fifth competency. And this really focuses on the professional development needs of me as the learner. Also sort of my own creation of my own professional values and ethics and things that are important to me. This is also the competency that discusses how my worldview is impacting the work that I'm doing as a student affairs professional. So I just want to kind of end this first video by talking a little bit about my beginning. And so one of the very first classes I took, actually the very first class I attended, was my first student development theory class. And we spent that time talking about where we were from, where we started, and kind of positioning ourselves within the work that we were going to do. And so what this portfolio is going to do is continue to build off of all of those things, where I'm from, my own personal identity, and try and tie all of those things together into all of the learning and work that I've done in the last 2 years of graduate school. So moving forward, each video is going to cover a different topic or experience that I've had, and I will be referring back to these competencies that I laid out in this video as well.